We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Arizona. Thank you.
Donald Trump has always been a polarizing figure, but one thing is clear. His approach to the economy has left a significant mark, from massive tax cuts to bold trade policies. Trump's first term as president reshaped the economic landscape in ways that continue to spark debate. And now, with his return to the spotlight and a new set of ambitious promises, the question arises: could Trump actually become the best economic president in the US history? Hello, my name is Enrico Caradroma. I am an economist graduated in the University of La Sorbonne in Paris, and in this video I'll give you 8 reasons why Trump's economic strategies will have a lasting legacy. We'll start by looking at what he has already done during his first term, and then dive into the promises he's making for 2024 and beyond. Let's get into it. The reason number 1 I think that Trump did a good job as a president in the first term, in an economic perspective, is that we have Trump's Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. This was one of the largest tax reform in decades. He slashed the corporate tax rate from 35% to 21%. And the goal was simple: make the US a more attractive place for businesses. And guess what? Companies like Apple repatriated billions and billions of dollars in profit that had been stashed overseas. That money was then reinvested in jobs, infrastructure, and even higher wages. Now, while some critics argue that most of the benefits went for the wealthy, middle-class families also saw some relief. More money in the pockets meant higher consumer spending, which drives the economy forward. The second reason why I think that Trump did a great job, and it probably will do the same in this term, is because before the pandemic hit, he caused a record-breaking job market. Trump presented over one of the strongest job markets in US history. Unemployment hit 3.5% in February 2020, the lowest it's been in 50 years. And it wasn't just for the general population. African American, Hispanic, and Asian unemployment rates all reached historic lows as well. Industries like the manufacturing and construction saw a significant growth, which was a big win for working-class Americans. This surge in employment helped fuel optimism about the economy. The third reason why I think that Trump is going to do great again in this term is because during the first term, the US became the largest producer of oil and gas in the world. This gave the US a great energy independence. By cutting red tape and promoting technologies like fracking, the country achieved energy independence for the first time in decades. What does this mean? Lower energy costs for American households and businesses, and less reliance on foreign oil. This was a strategic win, giving the US more leverage on the global stage. And let's not forget how this contributed to the creation of thousands and thousands of high-paying jobs in the energy sector. The fourth reason why I think that Trump is going to be a great president again is because of his trade policies that put America first. Trump made headlines with his tough stance on trade, especially with China. The US-China trade war was controversial, but his supporters argued that it was necessary to address unfair practices like intellectual property theft and trade imbalances. On top of that, Trump renegotiated NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, into the USMCA, United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement. Let me explain. NAFTA, which was established in 1994, was designed to eliminate most tariffs between the US, Canada, and Mexico to encourage trade. While it succeeded in increasing the trade volume, many critics argued it caused job losses in the US as companies moved to Mexico for cheaper labor. Enter USMCA, which Trump described as a better deal for American workers. This updated agreement includes stricter labor rules in Mexico, ensuring better wages for workers there, and higher requirements for auto parts production to be sourced within North America. It also gives American dairy farmers greater access to Canadian markets. In short, The USMCA was aimed at leveling the playing field for US workers and protecting key industries like automotive and agriculture. Love it or hate it, these trade policies made the world pay attention. But now let's talk about what Trump is going or is promising for this second term. Here's where things get even more interesting. The reason number 5 why I think that Trump is going to be a great president again is because he's proposing more tax cuts for the middle class. Trump is promising deeper tax cuts for individuals and families, aiming to leave more money in people's pockets. This could lead to increased spending on essentials and investments, which are crucial for economic growth. Families would have more disposable income to use for things like groceries, education, or even saving for a rainy day. Another big part of his plan is making the tax code simpler. Right now, filling up taxes can be a headache, especially for small businesses and families. Trump's idea is to cut out the confusion, making it faster and easier for everyone. Instead of spending hours going through paperwork, people could focus on growing their businesses, creating jobs, or simply enjoying life without the stress of a complex tax system. Less red tape means more efficiency. When families and businesses save time and money, they can redirect those resources into productive activities like starting a new venture, buying a new home, or investing in education. These changes wouldn't just make life easier, they could also boost overall economic activity, creating a ripple effect that benefits the entire country. By lowering tax brackets and simplifying deductions, Trump's plan aims to make the system fairer and more accessible for everyone. This could encourage more people to join the workforce and pursue entrepreneurial goals. Over time, this approach has the potential to build a stronger, more dynamic economy that works for individuals and the nation as a whole. The sixth reason why I think that Trump is going to be a great president again is because his proposal on massive tariffs to revive American manufacturing. Trump's proposing a universal 10% tariff on all imports. The idea: make it more expensive to rely on foreign goods and push companies to bring manufacturing back to the US. This policy could create jobs and boost industries like steel, automotive, and tech manufacturing. Actually, I'm not completely sold on this idea because tariffs often lead to higher costs for both businesses and families. While the goal is to boost American manufacturing, that's good, the added cost could make everyday goods more expensive, especially for the poor. If you're interested in understanding more about the economics behind trade policies, especially the concept of comparative advantage, I've got a video on my channel that explains a bit how comparative advantage is used to decide who should produce what. It is worth checking out to get a clearer picture of why I'm a bit skeptical about this approach. The seventh reason why I think that Trump is going to be a great president again, and actually it's my favorite, is innovation and the Freedom Cities project. One of the boldest ideas in Trump's 2024 agenda is his plan to build freedom cities on federal land. These cities would serve as hubs for innovation, featuring cutting-edge technology like flying cars. Yeah, fucking flying cars. You heard that right. The idea of freedom cities is rooted in the economy theory of synergy, which suggests that when businesses, innovators, and communities collaborate closely, productivity and innovation skyrocket. By concentrating resources and talent in one place, these cities could act as economic engines, driving technological breakthroughs and economic growth at an unprecedented scale. Historically, we've seen similar success in cities like Silicon Valley, where the clustering of tech companies, universities, and venture capitalists created a self-reinforcing cycle of innovation and economic output. Trump's plan could replicate this on a broader scale by fostering environments that encourage startups, higher-paying jobs, and cutting-edge industries. If executed properly, this approach could stimulate demand for new technologies and provide opportunities for public-private partnerships, further enhancing the ripple effects on the economy. In essence, these cities wouldn't be just places to live, they'd be epicenters of the next industrial revolution. And finally, the eighth reason why I think that Trump is going to be a great president again is because of Energy Boom 2.0. Trump's plans to double down on energy production by removing more regulation and expanding drilling operations. This could lead to even lower energy costs for American families and businesses, making everyday essentials more affordable and improving overall economic stability. The only con that I think that is going to provoke is environmentally speaking. Environment would be or could be affected if he didn't invest in new technologies to avoid that. But additionally, increasing domestic energy and production could create thousands of high-paying jobs in areas like drilling, refining, and transportation, boosting local economies and proving a much-needed economy lifeline to rural communities. But Trump isn't stopping there. He's also promising to invest in infrastructure to ensure that American energy can efficiently reach global markets. This means expanding pipelines, improving port facilities, and modernizing transportation networks. By doing so, the US could cement its position as a global energy powerhouse, strengthening its exports and reducing the trade deficit. In simple terms, this strategy could make American energy products more competitive worldwide, fueling economic growth both at home and abroad. As I said, the only concerns that I have on this approach, on this reason, is environment. So there you have it, 8 reasons why Donald Trump could go down in history as the best US president, at least from an economic perspective. From tax cuts to energy independence to futuristic projects like Freedom Cities, his vision is bold, ambitious, and undeniably impactful. But what do you think? Will Trump's policies deliver the economic miracle he's promising? Or will they face too many roadblocks? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you're curious about the flip side of the coin, make sure to check out my next video, why Trump could be the worst president in US history, economically speaking. We'll explore the risks, criticisms, and potential pitfalls of his policies. If you enjoyed this breakdown, as always, I encourage you to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the world of economics. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.